Hey y'all, thank you so much for clicking on my video, and my name is Melanie and I'm Southern Belle Mel, and today we are continuing the AOA Studio Brand review. This is part 2. I only need one hand, so 2, not 4. But we are talking about blush, bronzer, highlight. Oh yes honey. We are just going through it all, letting you know all of the products they have, what I think of them. I will go ahead and let you know there is some products I really don't talk about, and it is the pan bronzer or pan highlight. So I want to go ahead and let you know the reason I'm not really talking about those in the video, and I'm not talking about the pan blushes that much, is because they are most of the time sold out. They do sell them in like packs already, like a palette already put together, but with those magnetic pans. But for the ones that I do have, and again, the colors aren't the best, they're very orange, or the highlights are way too dark for my skin tone. For those, I just end up not liking them. They're really, for the contours, they're really hard to blend, and they're $3.50 each, so I would just so this is the only time you're really going to hear about this besides the actual blush, which I will talk about later on. But beyond that, we're going to really get into this. I'll go ahead and let you know there's a lot of highlight in here. If you couldn't tell, I do love to highlight, darling. So that is what we're really talking about today. Again, this is blush, bronzer, highlight, and the face products in the AOA Studio Brand. Now, the AOA Studio Brand is on the website shopmissa.com. It is their brand. So almost everything is $1. So please just continue to watch and let me know what you think. Okay, so to start us off, we are going to be testing the Glow Baby Illuminating Drops. I'm mixing this in with my primer on half of my face. I am using the illuminating primer. I'm going to put some on this little plate here to mix in, and I'm going to go ahead and put on this half so we can kind of compare. But I'm using the illuminating primer, and then I'm mixing in illuminating drops. So, honey, it is going to be just shining, apparently. Well, that's what we're going to see. There's the illuminating primer by itself. There's definitely a difference in my faces, or my halves. I have one face. But this one's definitely very shiny, and this one is not. Okay, so I'm going to shake this up. Oh, and this one is in the color Holograph, by the way. Little dropper. So I put about two drops on it. And now I'm just going to mix that up with my finger. Definitely made the primer a little bit more runny, but this primer was already pretty runny. So we got just illuminating primer, and then we have, oh wow, yeah, it's definitely catching the light in different places. See, this one doesn't really catch the light that much here, but then over here, very much so. Nose a little bit more shiny over here. Well, I don't know. My forehead definitely looks a little shinier over here. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and mix up my BB cream concoction with mixing the same 2 colors as my previous video. We're going to go ahead and mix the Holograph and some of it. Again, I'm going to go ahead and use it for half my face, and then I'm going to mix the holograph for the other half. Alright, so we're going to take 2 drops of this again. Okay, so I have both sides of my face done. I look very shiny right now because this BB cream definitely needs to be set without the illuminating drops added into the primer or the BB cream. So let's look at head on. Definitely looks wetter. It looks so much wetter over here. Okay, so like I said, this BB cream definitely has to be set, so I'm going to go ahead and do my concealer and my powder off camera just to save a little bit of time. Okay, so now I have my face powdered. I did use the loose setting brightening powder from AOA Studio, and then I used the AOA Studio Perfect Finishing Pressed Powder in nude for all over my face. So now this is very matte, very set. Now look at this side, very matte. It kind of catches the light a little bit more around this area. It looks like I already have a very natural highlighter on. So if you like that a little bit glowing from within, but very subtle glowing from within, you can try this. But I mean, if you're not a powder person, then I think you'll be fine. But I'm very, 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 very much so a powder person. I love having my face set because I'm so oily. Now I don't have oily eyelids though. It's the only place that is not oily, so I do not have to use a regular eyeshadow primer, so I did just use the concealer and then the powder to set my eyes. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the steps I always forget, so I'll just tell you what my opinions are. I'm so sorry I'm not going to be able to show you how they work though. And that is with the Sculpt FX contour sticks. I have 3 shades here: Fawn, Latte, and Sand. So let me go ahead and just take those. There we go. And again, that is Fawn, Latte, and Sand. When I use these, I tend to go for these 2. This one is very much too warm for me. So for the Sculpt FX contour sticks, like I said, I normally use Fawn or Latte. I just wanted to tell you, like, kind of show you the best way to blend them out. Here, let me give you 3 different options here. Just gonna do it on the back of my hand because you cannot do this over powder. It doesn't work, and I powdered beforehand. So with a beauty blender, if you were gonna do it this way, there's the look you're gonna achieve with it. And to me, it just took a lot of work for the beauty blender to do that. My favorite is the finger. And then if you were to try to use a brush, I would try to use the same brush that I used to actually do it with. And there's a brush. So it did not blend it out that well. So you're definitely wanting to go with a sponge or your finger for that one. Unless you want to use a dense brush, which they just don't have in their collection, so that's why I'm not giving that option. But again, these Sculpt FX are only $1, so if you're wanting to try some cream contour, they do blend. It just keep in mind that the shades are weird. And then use your sponge, dense brush, or your finger. We're gonna start with the very brand new, like literally just released a few weeks ago. Just released a few weeks ago, palette called Lotus. It has a mirror, and it comes with 6 shades, 3 pressed powders, and 3 bronzer contour shades. This was $5, and I think it's really nice quality for the packaging. The fact that it has a little mirror in there is really awesome. And these, I like that it's definitely, you have a few different color combinations. This can go for very fair. It's not going to be able to go to super dark, but fair to medium, definitely. So let's go ahead and dig into this. I'm going to use the AOA Studio F22 brush, and I'm going to go in the medium shade. I like it. It's very natural. If I want to go a little deeper, I can take a little bit of the 3rd shade there. And there we go. I really like it, and they're very soft, like so buttery soft. Really nice. Let's go ahead and do the forehead. And the side of my face here, because I like to go by the Patrick Star contour. You know, if you put a little bronzer right here, if you got a big face, that'll make you have that, you know, smaller effect. So now I'm going to take just a little bit of that darker shade and go right through here just to deepen it a little bit more. There we go. Alright, and let me go ahead and do my nose. And I got that little trick from Patrick Star as well. That's how he used to do his nose. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and do the other half of my face just exactly how I did this side, just off camera. Okay, I went ahead and did my other side of my face. Looking good there. I did go ahead and swatch them for you. This is the lightest, the medium, and then the darkest from that palette. So now let's go ahead and talk about those brightening powders, because those are the only brightening powders that I have. I don't find anything wrong with them. They're not something I use all the time. If I do use it, I use it between this one or that one. And I just pat, 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 pat. And you can, I mean, you can definitely tell the difference. To me, it's just an extra step. That sometimes I just don't want to do. They work fine. There they are. I mean, they can look pigmented, I guess. I'm so sorry. Those are horrible swatches. But yeah, this is the lightest one, the medium, and then the yellow, which I'm never going to use that yellow. And again, this is $5, so I definitely recommend this if you are just getting started in your contour bronzer game. This will fit your skin tone. Again, fair to medium skin tones, definitely. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this one, the Lotus palette. So this one doesn't have a name, but it's like a strip bronzer. The only reason I don't like this one is it's shimmery. Here, let me. So I barely touched it, right? That looks like an eyeshadow. I mean, it's very pretty, very pigmented, but I'm just not the kind of person that likes my eyeshadow to be that shimmery. Online, it didn't look shimmery when I bought it, but it definitely is. It works if you like a shimmery bronzer. It does work, and it blends out fairly easy like the other ones. The Lotus palette's really nice. So for bronzer, that's the one that I would recommend. Now for blush. They do not have a large blush selection. As of right now, if you were to go on the website, the only kind of blush that they show when you go to look for blushes are the Lumi blushes. The Lumi blushes. They do have a they did have panned blushes in the A2O. And then they have a strip blush for the A2O. For the A2O panned blush, here we go. It's very pigmented, and you have to be so light-handed with it. I mean, so very light-handed, because it is so pigmented and it's kind of difficult to blend. I guess I will show you that one. But this is the one I normally use just because I like the color of it better, and it's not as shimmery as the Lumi blushes. Since trying the Lumi blushes, I realized I am not a radiance blush kind of gal. The Lumi blushes are $1 each. This one was about $2.50, and the pan one is, I believe, $3.50. Let me go ahead and swatch the Lumi blushes for you. So this one is Delicate Pink, and this is Rose Dawn. There are the shades for you. They catch a lot. I mean, they are very pretty. They're so pretty. I just don't like them as blushes just because I like a matte or satin blush. I didn't know that before I tried these, and just hated every single time I wore them. And it's not like they don't blend well. They blend fine. The colors are pretty. I just don't like them personally. So if you like, luminescent blushes, then they're really nice. So the blush I'm going to go ahead and try for you today is the Star. I have used this one before, but I use the stripe one so much. I think I'm wearing it in every single video. Well, except for the very first video. Because like I said, this is my second time filming this one. Okay. There we go. And you saw I barely tapped into that. Picked up so much, tapped it off twice, and then blended. And so what did I tell you? Now it's a little intense. There we go. That looks a little bit more calmed down. So this one is not bad. It's just so pigmented that even if you go in a light hand, you end up looking almost like a clown. And I've tried, I mean, you just saw me. Tapped once. I mean, I hit that thing on the side of my desk twice to get off the excess, and it still blended a lot. So for $3.50, I would not recommend this. I will recommend other blushes that I have been trying out for you in a later video. Okay, so for blushes, not quite recommend any of them. Like I said, the Lumi ones are pretty if you like a radiant blush. If you don't, if you're not sure, if you did like, I wasn't sure if I liked that, go ahead, try them. They're $1. They're very pretty. I'm glad I wasted $2 on this than wasting like, $15 on a blush, but they're very pretty. They have gorgeous colors. They have quite a few colors on their website, shopmissa.com. Alrighty, so now we've got the blush. We have so many highlighters. For the Glow Baby ones, those are the ones I was mixing into my primer and BB cream. They do not work if you put them on top of product. I've tried putting them on top of just the BB cream where it hadn't set it before, and it still removed all the product. Literally, I had to go back over it. These are very pretty, and if you are wanting just a glow from within, if you're wanting a very natural day where you're just wanting to add a little bit of glow to a foundation or a BB cream, then yeah, these are nice. They used to be $5.55 for this set of 5, but now they are $1.55 per shade. I don't know if they still have this set because these are in collaboration with the Paw Paw charity that they work with, so it makes everything 55 cents more. But they do have they have those 5 shades. They're very pretty. I used holographic today. The other 2 that I tend to use are Morning Glow, Super Glow, and holographic are the ones that I tend to use. These 2, I think they're just a little too dark for me, so I tend not to use those 2. So now for the other highlighters, they just came out with so many highlighters, so many. We have the Majesty palette here. This is gorgeous. It's $5 for 6 shades, and the shades are very beautiful. Just beautiful shades. I like all these, this one and this one. This one is too dark as a highlighter. And they look very pretty. These are more natural. Okay, so here's the Majesty palette swatch. There's the darkest. This is the bottom row from the yellow to this one, and then the top row is from the pink one to this one over here. See, very pretty, and they feel like a dream. The next kind of highlighter, well, is really the first one that they came out with, is the Wonder highlighter. I have 5 different shades here. They're $1 each. So my favorite one is, I believe, Fairy or Bonbon. I gotta swatch them because they look almost identical in the pans here. And these are kind of glittery, so if you don't like glitter, let me swatch here. Yeah, there's Fairy, kind of goldy shade, very pretty. And I'm doing a double swatch of Bonbon really quick. It's kind of a white, so more of a, natural shade. This one is Cloud. Oh, I have 2 clouds. And then a Cream Puff. So really only have 4 shades. So So there are the shades of those, a little bit more natural. They do have quite a few shades, and these are a little bit glittery. So if you don't like glitter, you won't like those. But those are $1 each. Okay, so the second highlighter that came out is the Halo highlighters, which I have 3 shades of these. Let me go up here. That is, this shade right here is Allure, which is one of my favorites. Then I have Blissful. Very pretty shades there. Look a little dusty, but I promise they're very metallic. And then the next one is Amore, and these are $1 each as well. Same packaging. Those are very pretty. Now, these two, which swatch the worst, Blissful and Allure, actually the most beautiful on your face. Amore, which swatch the best, but when you put it on your face is a little dusty. You can't really see it at all. So like I said, I really like these two. Don't really like that one, but you know, swatching can lie. So the next one that they came out with are the Powlighters, which are the loose highlighters. These are basically just super ground up glitter. They are really super glitter. I really like them because they make you just look, it looks wet. So what I'll do is I'll put a regular highlighter down, and then I'll put this like just in the center to make it really like a pop. And I do have 3 different shades here. The one I like the most is called Astro, and then the other one I like is Moonbeam. Cosmos is a more pinky color. But this is like a more champagne, Cosmos more pinky, and then Moonbeam is like holographic. But I do like all those, but like I said, just for like a splash of those. So the next highlighter they came out with are the pressed highlighters. I have Heiress and Empress. These are the shades that most appealed to me. None of the other ones did. Everywhere is shimmery still. Because that one is just like a blinding actual like white, and then this is like a more champagne, and they're so soft and so pretty, so pretty. And then the palettes actually came out last. They came out with these velour highlighters. The colors are not what I was expecting. These are like, it's way more purple than you can actually see. And they definitely have the glitter in there. And then these shades were just a lot darker than I was expecting. So those I just haven't played around just because the colors so far. If you want to try one, you can. The colors, here, let me go ahead and, this is Crazy, and they definitely are like a mousse. Like, see, my fingerprint is in there now. So that is Crazy. So very, very pretty, very different. What I would use these, well, I'll go ahead and use them actually. Let me find, I think I want to try to use this one, which is For You. We're going to use it For You today. And I'm going to take my ring finger and just pat it in there. I'm going to use Empress. And so yeah, that velour highlighter definitely didn't pick up any of the product under it, but it made the highlighter really stick right through there because I put it right there, same place I put this one. And that's the place that's really sticking to and making it really light up there. So let's go ahead and take Astro a little bit too, just so you can see her in action. So if you want to glow like that, it costs $3, hon. You get a velour highlighter, you get a pressed highlighter, and you get a powlighter. And yeah, you're going to be glowing pretty darn good. So out of all of these particular products, the ones that I would recommend most of all would be the Lotus and Majesty palettes, $5 each. I really love both of those. But I do also like the Astro powlighter, but it really depends on your personal preference on color. And then I really do like the pressed highlighters in Heiress and Empress, and as well as the Halo highlighters in Allure and Blissful. So really the blushes and the anything else, I can personally do without. I don't need those in my collection. I'll probably be getting rid of all the blushes. Definitely going to be getting rid of some of the highlighters there. I don't need all of them. I don't need all those velour highlighters. I have so many, and I really don't need that many. All of those are $1 as well. So are the powlighters. And I really wouldn't recommend anything that was in a metal pan. But so that was my review on just the face products, showing you how they work, and letting you know my opinion on them. So definitely, if you want, I mean, because really it's all about the highlighters, honey. So go get you some highlighters from Shop Miss A at the AOA brand. Yeah. Alrighty, thank you. Bye, y'all.